anything.
Okay.
Because you disengage the hind, you bring the nose to you. It's called the wandering stop.
Okay.
So once we've done the front and the back, we can then go into what I call spook busting, which would be the fact that if I know he can do this, we can bring in some stuff. If he can't do this, I can't bring in that stuff because it's too much stimulus when he doesn't even understand how to behave in a halter.
Right.
So he disengages. So that tells us he trusts. Now, if he did not trust, he would shuffle behind. Because this, if you cross your legs and run,
I can't.
Right. He can't. He's a flight animal. So what we've said is we're taking away your flight. If he didn't trust, he couldn't do it. And if he did it anyway, he'd go into fight mode and he's not. So it tells me that he's fit behind, because he can cross over, he's not in pain, and he trusts.
Okay.
And I know Sarah knows how to do it. So the other reason is if they don't do it, it's wrong body language. But she knows how to do it. So those are the pieces I needed to know. Does he trust? Can he physically do it? Absolutely. There's the next piece of the puzzle. Okay. So then we're pretty happy with that. He does that beautifully. I'd go into the dance where you go back and forward so you get a feel of what he knows on that. And he knows how to back. So here's the piece where we back up and he's backing off of the halter. So the rope on the nose band means that there's pressure applied, and when he backs, and the way you're holding the hand asks him to back. And one, he knows it, but two, we're looking at what he knows. So he's carrying his head softly. He's moving off with the pressure nicely. This builds trust too, because he's backing into an area he can't see. He's blind. So you can see if he can. So he's got trust there, and it hands over leadership. So we've got the forward, we've got the back. What we will do as time goes on, and you'll see her do this, she's going to put a jog on him. So that would mean she's going to back up further, have greater space between her and him. And then when she applies the pressure, we want him to jog.
Okay.
Huge piece for trailer loading, for ponying if you're riding one, taking another,
Okay.
for tying, for leading, for in-hand showing, all of the above, obstacle course, anything. He needs to be able to jog so that you know he understands when he feels the pressure on the nose, his job is to come forward as quickly as possible.
Okay.
So when you're leading, his job is to keep his nose at your shoulder at all times.
Okay.
And this is the beginning of teaching him where to have his nose, which will help you with the in-hand piece.
This because he's used to somebody jogging next to him.
Yeah, which would be the cue by the whip, I would think, if there is one. It's usually a whip from behind just tapping, which again, not bad, it just means that it's not the pressure on the nose band, which you do want him to understand. And you'd lengthen that line, Sarah. So you'd about double that line when you want him to come back and apply the pressure once you've stopped your feet. He's very close to jog anyway.
That's me.
Yeah.
Can I take that?
Yeah.
Here.
So what you can see is he reads her body language, but we want him to do the pressure piece. So if she doubles the length of that line, there's actually somewhere where he needs to go. Right now she's a little close, so he doesn't have to jog that far.
Right.
If she removes herself further, he will need to pick up the speed to get there.
Okay.
Our eyes are down when we do that, and she is square on, which is good because you invite them into the heart space, which in turn, not only the heart to heart, creates the boundary